Goes nothing. It's the 30th of June, 2022. I'm Commander Jan Trax, and this is the Loose Screws podcast. Back in action. Actually, no action was left, but I haven't done an intro to this podcast in a little bit, so it felt like that. But that's all right. So, I have three friends. Everybody.
Woo! Yay.
I have three friends tonight. Joining me is Dr. Commander Lieutenant Commander Data. Hi.
Hey, there's this really good episode of SpongeBob where he's got three friends. He's got a a napkin, a potato chip, and a penny. He's developed agoraphobia or whatever it is, where you're afraid to leave your house. And this is three
afraid
friends.
Of crowds.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
Fantastic.
I'm doing okay. Glad you're back.
Me too. It's going to be an exciting week. Okay. Also here, Commander Nurgle MP.
Good evening.
Most player.
Sure, that's what it could not possibly be like the JN at the beginning of your name and actually be your initial. No way.
I remember this. We've talked about it. I just am sassing you.
And I'm sassing right back. So,
how are you? How hot is it?
it actually rained today, so it's in the 70s. It's not sweltering.
All right.
We're going to follow up with 5 out of 7 days being over 100, with 7 consecutive days. Well, they say it's going to rain, but that just means the rain chance is 60% and up. So we'll see what actually happens.
Yeah.
But I'll take it. I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And also here is Commander NL Hate. Hi.
Tog. Good now? Good now, everybody.
Good now. That's clever. I like that. Congratulations.
That's a Grover Kiwiism.
Okay.
I would love to take credit for it because it is witty and clever, but it is a Kiwiism.
Excellent. Good now. Good now to you all. All right. Cool. I'm just absorbing that right now into my psyche.
You haven't seen it in general chat?
No. I see him say, how's everybody doing at this morning or this evening at the weirdest times. That's what I notice most about.
Because he's in tomorrow.
Yeah. He's always in tomorrow, and sometimes it's tomorrow morning and sometimes it's tomorrow evening, but it's flipped. It's always flipped.
And that's where good now came from. No one could ever figure out how to greet him because he's so far in the future. So instead of trying to figure it out, we just settled on good now.
Yeah. Right. It's like the time zone at the North Pole.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It's a big week for story stuff. And so there's going to be quite a bit to do. And for us to get started, we must do our typicals. And that is to say, what's been going on this past week? Start at the bottom. NL Hate. How have you been this past week? What have you done and what have you not done? Essentially list everything.
Okay. I'm gonna stretch it out. Do you want the bad news first or last?
Oh, we got to take a vote. I vote bad news first.
Alternate.
I second that.
Good, bad, good. Okay, go back and forth.
How many newses are there?
Yeah.
Hey, most of them are fair.
That wasn't part of the question. Fair was not part of the question.
Yeah.
Doing the stay-at-home dad thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Celebrated my 10th wedding anniversary.
Woohoo! Congratulations. Woo. Yeah.
I just have 25 more to catch up to Nurgle.
Not quite, but you have 20 more to catch up to me.
That's not that far off.
This is
far off, no.
Aluminium anniversary. Hey, congratulations.
Do you just lock that up, or do you know that stuff?
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Okay, cool.
I knew it was
which one is cork?
I don't know.
I learned one time that one of them is cork, and that's when I stopped learning.
You're going to make me look this up, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's the 1 second anniversary of you beginning dating.
I don't think so. But...
All right. Here we have anniversary gifts by year. Oh, and that is the worst color ever in the history of a website. Wow, that's bad.
I'm not getting any hits for cork.
So
wow.
Paper,
Okay.
cotton, leather, linen, wood, candy, wool, salt, copper. 10th is indeed aluminium or tin. Your choice. What's 11?
Is this a quiz? Oh, 11's
Yes.
11's got to be magnesium.
Close actually. Steel.
Okay.
There's an anniversary gift for you. Steel. That'll win hard.
Here, honey, it's a spoon and not a good one.
Yeah, it's a steel one. Don't mind the rust. But no, I do not think there is a cork.
Okay, all right.
Or if it is, it's way higher than it needs to be.
I may have misheard. I heard cork, Quark.
No.
Like the up down and
Yeah.
up spin quarks.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I this is a derailment.
You think?
I'm sorry.
So we're on pace already.
But yeah, I played a little bit of Elite and a whole lot of other games, some Space Engineers, because I'm a glutton for punishment.
Hmm.
How about
Is that the one where you build a spaceship?
Eventually.
They make you work for the fun stuff. Eventually. If you put in Chig hours, then yes, you can build a spaceship.
Cool. All right. Good. Fantastic. Okay. Nurgle, what's been up with you this past week? Rainy day.
I really have not had a lot of time to play. I've been working quite a bit, but I'm getting some playtime in tonight at least for what it's worth, and gonna zip out and try to get some mining done, which I haven't done in a long time. See if I can remember how to do it.
What kind of mining?
I'm a laser miner. Never could get into the core. Just can't.
It's fun, man.
It's like riding a bike.
Can't get into the core mining. Not my style.
I think they've advertently or inadvertently changed the core mining, like how to find a core asteroid. I've seen some headlines on Reddit that suggest they look differently now, on the scanner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they glow. There's still the yellow glow, but like, I don't know.
The black net stuff?
It's like, it was just bright yellow was the picture I saw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the giveaway black net used to be kind of the only way, right? But
yeah.
So is that as of Odyssey? I haven't been mining since Odyssey at all.
Some update. Yeah, I guess one of the updates. It wasn't that long ago that I was seeing posts about it. I didn't click on them, so I can't really say specifically what was going on.
Yeah.
But something was different about how they appear on the scanner. Unfortunately.
Interesting. But no, not a lot going on. I mean, for a couple of weeks, I have not had very much time to play. And I'm hoping that changes in the near future because I'm kind of missing it,
Sure. Data, what's up, man? How you been?
Been doing pretty well. No fun adventures like I could talk about last week with the caving adventures. But yeah, real life. It's been hot here. Well, hot for us, 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
90.
Good
Ooh,
days.
it's terrible.
Yeah. I was able to get the grass cut on a nice 70s day. That was more ideal. I've not been playing Any elite? I've bounced around on a few games this past week. I've been keeping up decently with the story, though. I revisited a game I played back in the PlayStation 2 days, Destroy All Humans. They remade that on Game Pass. I played about 20 minutes of it. I was like, okay, I remember this. This is pretty stupid. That's just all I'm going to play.
Speaking of other games, I feel we have to mention Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah,
I haven't tried that yet.
Oh my God, that is pure arcade gameplay goodness. It is fantastic.
It is like a modern update on the arcade games, the beat 'em ups. Six person multiplayer possible there. It's a lot of fun. We gotta get some people together
great.
To play that.
Yeah, definitely. Teflon said he's in. Me and Data are in. We need 3 more people. We need a full 6-man team.
6? How many Ninja Turtles did they add since I've been a kid?
Oh, you can play April, Shredder, and I think Casey.
You can unlock Casey.
Oh, yeah. Casey Jones, man. All right.
Yeah. But I've gotten into Space Engineers also. We have Dubs set up a server, so we have to feed his addiction and enable his server addiction and play on his game servers.
It's been about a week since he built a home server for some reason. So
yeah.
Thanks, Dubs. Yeah, it's fun so far. Just new systems to figure out.
Yeah, is Space Engineers like I can't picture it. Is it like a voxel kind of thing, or I saw one game that was like that?
What does that mean? I've heard people say that word.
Minecraft.
About this game.
Like Minecraft is voxel.
Like yes,
there's like discrete blocks of things.
It is far more discrete than Minecraft. It's also more discrete than 7 Days to Die, which uses cubes, but they're point to point, up and down, instead of flat surface to flat surface.
Okay.
The terrain is not like in blocks, but yes, you mine things out and gather materials. You can build things in blocky shapes. But the basic. You start mining with your hands. Build little simple machines to make simple materials, and you go from there.
I have a drill truck now.
Nice. Nice.
How very fun for all of us. Cool.
Yeah, you gotten back into things. You've had a couple of events since you got back.
I was gone, but I did. We did a couple of nights playing with the persistent POIs that had shown up in systems. There was no Thargoid incursions, but we spent one of those nights hunting a medusa over and over again. I imagine they talked about that last time. But still no incursions. So actually last night we threw together we got the old band back together and did a piranha squad. Hunting Hazres in nothing larger than an Imperial Eagle. And it's tremendous fun.
Yes.
And I experimented with a new loadout. I tried using my Cyto Scramblers and was really disappointed with. I mean, I should know better, but they were not very effective. I was having trouble maintaining that close range that you need to make them effective, especially with the inertial impact special effect. So, because that makes the jitter like crazy. It's like almost 5 degrees. But the trick is they're never going to get better range than that anyway, because the base range fall off starts at half a kilometer anyway. So I actually just went while we were talking and flew over to Elvira Murtuk, that engineer, to buy a new. I have enhanced performance thrusters on that Eagle. And I think that's actually the wrong move. I think the boost is too strong. The straight line speed is too fast, and it makes it too drifty. And this way I'll be able to utilize that ship better if it's just actually a little slower. So I got some regular 3A thrusters engineered up and with the special effect on it and send it back. I'll have to finish it, of course, with the remote workshop because Elvira only does it up to grade 2, but that's fine.
You and I both had pretty similar layouts. You were using the cyto scramblers. I was using pulse lasers, but we were both mounting for the class 2 hardpoint a frag cannon.
Yeah.
And boy, that frag cannon was doing some work.
Oh, it's surprisingly effective. A little size 2 frag cannon. Boy, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
All overcharged and everything. I had corrosive on mine, so sure, it runs out of ammo, but whatever. What's ammo, right?
Yeah.
But boy, that's devastating, especially because you throw a little corrosive in there, and there was like 8 or 9 of us at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I switched my size 1s for advanced missile launchers. Because with high cap, the size 1 advanced missile launcher has essentially the same ammo capacity as a size 2, and that's the only difference between missile launchers anyway. The damage is always 40.
It's always the same.
Yeah, so that's a pretty devastating thing that you can put in a size 1 hardpoint if you can use dumbfires.
The coolest thing to hear those rockets whizzing by because they
they make a shrieking sound when they fly. It's pretty great. I think something changed about that. That reminds me, actually, I think something changed about the sound in update 12 because the missiles have always screamed like that, but stuff like that is louder now. I noticed when we were fighting the Thargoids, like when their cannon is whizzing by over my head, it's like a lot louder than it used to be. So I think some sound mix stuff changed that either I ignored or wasn't in the notes. But the same thing I was noticing, those missiles were really loud. It was cool. So yeah, that's what we did last night, and I just switching those thrusters around. But now I've got a different plan for the next time I play. / maybe if I can't keep control of myself while we're recording. But we'll save that for a little bit later on. Other than that, busy with work, not playing other games. I actually bought that Black Mesa remake game that I talked about, but I haven't played it yet because that's the way my life works.
Yeah.
I still like this game.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So let's just go right. We'll bring around. There's a bunch of stuff here. There was a stream today. There's things. There's new bugs to talk about. There's story things. There's a lot. But let's start as we often do with a little squad update. Here we go.
Incoming priority message.
Squadron briefing.
All right, we'll keep this nice and simple. So at the moment, we are currently embroiled in an election in Tamor, and it's 3-1 at the moment. We're a couple hours away from the tick, so hopefully by the time most people are hearing this podcast, that will already be over and we will have won it. And we're just starting a war in Tripu. It's 0-0. It is one we do want to win. It's not one of those backwater systems. So if you want to go fight 4 loose screws for a change, head on over there and take care of that. We are not currently expanding. We're waiting on one of our proxy factions to expand and fill a hole, and we kind of need that to happen before we can do some other stuff. That should probably happen around the 4th or 5th, depending upon the timing, and then we can start another phase of expansion. And so right now, other than fighting in the war and winning the election, we're trying to cool off some of our overheating systems. And the information for all of that is in the standing orders in the Loose Screws faction channel. So if you want to find out the specifics on what you can do to help, go check that out. And if you have any questions, please post the questions in there, and Hate or I or somebody else will be sure to answer them for you.
Absolutely. All right. Bouncing right along to, let's do the Thargoid Bug Report.
Never gets
Very
old.
creepy every time. Yep.
Very good. All right. So I left some stuff in the notes from before, but yeah, we as far as I know, the POIs are still in Didio, Novas, and Sosong. I haven't heard that they left, but I left that system because we were doing different things. We did manage to find a repeatable medusa, but we had to find it in a threat 8 because none of the 7s were working. We found a threat 8 that would start with scouts, 4 scouts, and then a medusa would jump in. So that's what we were farming. Several 7s that had hydras in them. That was irritating. This is probably all repeat from last week, isn't it?
Are you assuming that last week Chig had the details on all of these?
He was literally there. Like
Because what in your previous experience with Chig makes you think he keeps track of these things?
All right. So I'm assuming they're still there. There are still no incursions, although today at first we heard that there was nothing going on in the system in question. And then later in the day, I heard that Thargoids had started to arrive. Some people claimed to have been hyperdicted going in and out of the system where all the story stuff has just activated. And that system is HIP 22460. So I guess that's basically it for Thargoid Bug. Oh, except for did you guys talk about Goid Hub last week?
Oh yeah.
All right. Did you guys know that I am on Goid Hub now?
No.
Oh, there's an actual. I thought we made up the word Goid.
No,
Hub a week
it's
or two
real.
ago.
Oh no, Goid Hub.
Dove's Hub is what I was thinking of. Sorry. No,
Sorry.
no.
Oh, I see. So we did not talk about Goid Hub.
No.
Goid
We
Hub,
mentioned it, but
GoidHub.com is a real site.
I just found yours.
And I discovered this. Somebody posted this last week. It's a Pornhub joke, right?
Yeah.
And they've done a fantastic job. So these people from the, I think a New Zealand player group, Elite Dangerous player group. Some people from that group put this together, and essentially it's a Pornhub joke. But they made the site look great. It looks like it has a search box and a login and everything.
It's fantastic.
Different kinds of I guess the categories that the porn would be. There's the ads, grow your ship with this one weird trick.
Yeah.
Hot goids in your area. Bigger flack with this one pill.
Yeah.
Hot medusas want your load. This is outstanding.
Oh my gosh.
This is
Upskirts.
flawless stuff. So
Hot caustic action.
so it's filled with videos which are basically just like stream clips, like clipped stuff from various streamers. Where it kind of fits with the joke, right? Whatever was going on kind of fits with the joke. And it just so happened that the last time we were goid hunting, we were killing this medusa over and over again. And famous anti-Xeno pilot Butthole Jenkins stopped by the stream. And in saying hi, for some reason, in saying hi to him, we, of course, uttered his name and talked about buttholes a little bit. So anyway, he clipped that from my stream, and I thought, well, this is so fortuitous that this happened on the very day that Goid Hub was discovered by me. So I went and found those guys and said, hey, do you need more material? There's actually a lot more videos here than the last time I looked. I think they're really filling it up. It's pretty great. Anyway,
Yeah, because
there's a bunch of fun stuff on here.
Yeah, last week there were like 4 or 5 videos tops. Now there's easily 30.
Yeah,
It's great.
This is getting great. Hot new Goid videos. So anyway, feel free to check out goidhub.com or don't. I don't care, but it's fun.
You do.
You do. Do it. All right. Now moving on then, the actual bug report. Let's see. So the GPU utilization issue remains. It's still sitting there at top 8. I don't have updates because I don't ping them all the time. I'm trying to not totally wear out that welcome. Especially since we're on a stated kind of quarterly update schedule right now, but I will definitely give them another nudge when we're a little closer to the next update. But all I've heard is, it's just one support person emailing me and saying that they're hopeful that they'll have the fix ready by then. Who knows? Maybe they're blowing smoke up my butt. I don't know. But Grover Kiwi sent an issue in. This is something that he was experiencing. He's out on expedition right now and running into some stuff where the SRV, when he disembarks from the SRV to on foot, he got a game crash, and then in logging back in, discovered that the SRV had been returned to his spaceship, which is obviously a major pain if you are a long way from your spaceship and you're suddenly on foot.
And he was.
And he was, because that's what was causing it. There's the link to the issue tracker is there in the show notes, and he's asked for support and votes. There's a few people describing different ways that this exact bug has happened to them. Sometimes it's not even a crash, I guess. Sometimes people are just getting it from a menu log or something, returning their SRV to their ship. Very bad. And currently, Hate is typing into the show notes. Apparently, a new bug has been found. Do you want to take that one, bud?
I totally will. Today, as of the tick for every Thursday, a new bug has popped up causing crashes to desktop, and currently CQC is unplayable due to these crashes to desktop. And there is a link to the issue tracker for an upvote for that from the CQC Discord, because I was getting pings for that all day. I think I got 3 or 4 from Discord about it.
Sorry, I didn't mean nice that there's a bug.
Right, I understand. I'm glad we were notified and we can signal boost this, and hopefully we can help them figure it out, because it's already hard enough to get any ranking in CQC, let alone elite.
Yeah, bad news. Okay. Any other bugs anybody wants to talk about? I don't have anything new.
Nope. Nothing here.
Nope.
Yeah, I was complaining last night about my frame rate performance while we were doing Piranha Squad, because it seemed unusually low for not Thargoid conflict zone, but I'm also not totally sure that I didn't accidentally have my graphics card set at 80% or something. Because I sometimes clock it down for heat reasons, but I might have just not clicked it right. It was performing particularly badly, but I'm not convinced that that's some bug. Oh my God, Dubs.
What's happening?
Out of nowhere, arrives.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is my audio working?
Oh, he just came on, and I can hear him.
Yeah, it wasn't lighting up for me at first for some reason.
Yeah. All right. Hey, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Good. A little busy. We're fixing to head out to Arkansas tomorrow, so got to get things ready for that.
We being work?
No, me and my wife.
Oh, okay. Good.
You're voluntarily going to Arkansas?
Yeah, I know. Wild, right?
Dozens of people do that every day.
Dozens of them. I mean,
Hundreds.
You could probably count them on your 2 hands. I don't know.
It's a bold choice, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for him.
Well, we were just doing the bug report and getting through there. Do you want to tell us what you've been doing the past week, and if you have any new bugs you want to chit chat about?
I actually have not played Elite in the last week. I've been playing Space Engineers. So, yeah,
Figures.
there's that. I'm not the only one.
No.
Yep.
Yeah,
We heard
talked
about it
a little bit. Yep. Don't be ashamed.
Yeah, no, but other than that, nothing crazy or important going on. Just, playing a game.
All
I
right.
appear to have lost my rover, though. That's pretty unfortunate.
Did you misplace it?
It's somewhere. It spawned me back at your base again. That's ridiculous.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yep. Oh well. But anyways, this game isn't what we're here for, is it?
Nope. There's lots of stuff going on. Do you know what's been going on today, Dubs?
I actually don't. I'm hoping you could fill me in on that.
All right, I'll tell you what. We're just about to that point, so we're going to get to in-game news, and that's going to feed in directly with dev news, and we'll kind of rush through all this. Actually, I'm sort of inclined to flip it. You know what? I am. I'm going to flip it. We're going to go. It makes more sense this week to do dev news first, because then all of our discussion can be together.
Yeah.
So there was Frameshift Live 11 today. The fleet carrier upkeep scheduling issue, once again, they aren't overcharging you. They're just charging you at weird times, so the number keeps varying. But anyway, they fixed it. As of the tip today, it was No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Okay, no, they didn't. They claimed there was a server side fix that should be fixed as of the tick, but
and when I logged on just before the show and checked my messages, it came up and told me that my fleet carrier maintenance, had been paid because it's that time of the week, and that it was like 35 million, which is 3 times what my fleet carrier maintenance is.
Well,
so it's still
maybe
there.
This is the last one that's going to be wrong because they needed to make up for it being the wrong schedule before.
Who knows?
All right. Well, anyway, they think they've fixed it, and if there's still some problem, they wanted reports about that, but they thought they'd fixed it. So
maybe it's as of the tick coming up. It'll be fixed.
He said it was fixed as of server tick. But the way I see it is you're paying for the previous week. So if the previous week included extra time because the schedule was wrong, then you'd still pay a higher bill today.
Right.
So it could be fixed.
I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt here.
I mean, ultimately, you weren't being overcharged. It doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, well, I'm just like, this is like a huge non-issue, but whatever. Anyway.
It's a purely visual bug.
If you're on a week-to-week basis with your fleet carrier's funding, then I could see where this would be a problem for you. But I don't live in that town because I hunt Thargoids for a living. Anyways, so they mentioned that they did a bit of recap about the news and other usual stuff like screenshots and things, and then got to their special guest. They had once again senior game designer Darren Halil come on, this time live and in person, not pre-recorded, and talked for a long, long time about his job. It was a really, really fun, good interview. It was worth listening to. I think that for me, the main thrust of it really felt like they all decided to sort of subtly, subconsciously impress upon the listening public that games are complicated, and if you make little changes like the kinds that people request constantly, they usually have massive downstream side effects. And all this stuff needs to be thought of, and that's a major part of Darren's job. And he talked about it at length, and it felt very, very much like he was sort of speaking to Bruce and Art about like, hey, can we find a way to sort of like educate people about how tough this is and why we can't answer every single suggestion and stuff like that. But anyway, it was really, really cool, and there's a lot of little gems in there and things like that. And I think everybody should go look it up and watch it. Feel free to, if you don't want to see the screenshots and stuff, feel free to skip right to that part in the stream. And my other favorite part was when at one point Darren talks about tea bags. And he's using it as a metaphor for emergent community development influence. And what I felt was a brilliant example of Britishness that was just so concentrated that I felt like my hair was being blown back. It was truly intense.
Fantastic.
I was sitting there like my jaw dropped open with how British it was. I loved it.
When they first started talking about that, I was like, I can't believe we're having this conversation on the stream. And then it sunk in. Oh, they're talking about something completely different, and they don't really understand. It was great.
But yeah, that's what I noticed was your big point. Like the first thing he talked about was, hey, we have to watch ourselves. Sometimes our eyes are bigger than our stomach with these updates. We want to do so many things, but each change takes time to chase out all the downstream effects of.
And it did sound very much like a cry for player education.
Yeah. Other comments? I'm inviting any comments. Everybody talk.
I like, he was, at one point during the middle of that conversation, he was talking about all the spreadsheets they have that list, the different paths that thing go down and what's connected to what.
Event chains.
Event change, yeah, which I thought was pretty interesting. And the part that was not part of that, where they were talking about when they added the biologicals for Odyssey, and they got into how they named things. And then she's like, what does it look like? Well, it looks like this. Well, what was the Latin name for that? And tried to make it as sciencey as they could and still have some fun with it. It was pretty interesting. Again, I got to repeat what Trax said. It's absolutely worth the listen. They went on for about 45 or 50 minutes in the middle of the stream. But go find it on YouTube. Skip past the stellar screenshots to where they start the
50 minutes.
Yeah, and give it a listen because it's really interesting.
Extremely, yes. Such wow.
Many thanks.
Yes, many great goodness. Okay. Also on that stream, they do talk a bit about like the news and the things that are going on, but I kind of skipped over that because we're going to cram all that discussion into one thing because there's been a lot that kicked off today. Of course, a lot of things culminating from the long Azimuth saga that's, I think, finally getting down to some semblance of an end game. I'm also including in the show notes a link to the Galnet News Digest Azimuth Saga Historical Perspective, which I thought was really good, and apparently everybody else didn't get to listen to. But I think it's cool, even if it's delivered more dryly than they usually do. I like to see that stuff all kind of piled in together. Like there's a forum post also about this that's been updated, and if you prefer to read the stuff rather than having it spoken to you, but with all that said, I'm going to kick it over and we're going to start with the Bard and then pick it up from there. So welcome to Blame the Bard Tinhadium Express.
I'm the Bard, the Tinhadium Express!
Yeah, we got called out last week. I don't think they suspect the shorter segments to be out of laziness yet, but we should start plugging the Discord just to be safe. Oh, add it to the end of the script after Sam's CG predictions. Might have to toy with it in the future for flow, but get creative with it. It's a short news cycle this week. I'll deal with it today. Now to my office before I smack you with a sack of badgers. Good thing I'm recording that. Okay, here we go. Welcome aboard the Tinhadium Express. Not much to talk about this week, so let's get started. From June 23rd to the 29th, the only news story to report on has been the historical perspective of Azimuth Biochemicals, or as some folks would have you believe, the long-lost relative written out of the will that suddenly shows up, breaks into your grandparents' house, pushes grandma down, steals her life alert, credit card, wig, squeezes out half the toothpaste tube, takes one bite out of an apple, and left the sink running before moonwalking out the front door, leaving that wide open too. Yeah, apparently. That brings us to tomorrow's CG prediction. Bring grandma fruit and vegetables, consumer technologies to replace what she lost, and landmines to bolster her defenses. If you're not fulfilled for my weekly rantings, join the Loose Cruise Discord server and head on down to Lore Corner for all your brainwashing needs. That's all for me this week. Have fun out there.
She fucking nailed the CG.
More or less.
He's a professional.
Yeah, I was at the beginning. I was thinking like, oh man, he really got kind of ripped off on this one. Like everything happened today, but yeah. Thread that needle, buddy. All right. Thanks very much, Jay Barron. Way to go. Join the Discord. Okay, so Operation Witch Hunt still going. And I saw somebody shared today, I think Volt shared today, an Inara image of what the damage that they've done to that faction in a couple of days.
That was the Titari Systems an aura chart, and it was actually when they switched the name from Taurus Mining Ventures or whatever to Azimuth Biochemicals, because they had to remove one in the background faction and then put the other one in. So it made that funky looking shape chart.
But right after the switch, the big swoop to them meeting in the middle at war, which is where we are now, because the Operation Witch Hunt came in fast and strong and got shit done. So
brute forced it.
Right, exactly. Azimuth being taken to task in at least that system. Link to their Discord again to follow up with that and continue. Then this morning, a permit lock was issued for Planet 10B in the HIP 22460 system. The location is now under the authority of Azimuth Biotech. And I like woke up this morning to that and was like, oh, so this is how they're going to play when Operation Witch Hunt comes after them, huh? They're just going to say, you can't come to this base. That's how we're not going to get cleared out of the galaxy.
Yeah.
Basically. And then shortly thereafter, the news comes in that a new CG has happened. Basically, Salvation says that he's going to fire the weapon. What does he call it? The Proteus Wave. The super duper most superest, awesomest version of it ever that will actually kill all the Thargoids everywhere forever. Congratulations. Or
good
so
luck with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and but of course needs to charge it up for a while or some nonsense. So the CG is for delivering basic medicines and military supplies to the Heart of Taurus megaship, which is currently in that system, HIP 22460. Okay, and then later, or I'm not sure exactly when this happened, but there was a Galnet article featuring the Operation Witch Hunt initiative, which is really cool. They took that player initiative and run an actual story about it. They've got quotes from characters in the game, and including what's the disgraced admiral?
Tanner?
No, not Tanner. That's not the one, is it? News. Hold on. Alba Tesro, former head of research at Aegis, I guess not a general, spoke publicly in support of the operation. The superpowers have been seduced by the promise of a remorseless criminal. But as these courageous pilots prove, not everyone believes that the end justifies the means. That's great. You throw that together in a couple of days and put them in Galnet. This is the emergent player, development, essentially. This is what they're talking about in the interview today and everything. So I was really thrilled for them. I have not personally gotten involved with Operation Witch Hunt yet. But my feeling, here's the thing. The action I plan to take as I sit here on my carrier's flight deck in the Mamba. I spent the first part of this recording while I was talking, reconfiguring my Mamba from being really good at killing things and also doing some other stuff to absolutely maximum kill mode. Because I have every intention of going player hunting right now. There are people in this CG supporting Witcherly, this guy, this mass murderer. Listen, I'll kill Thargoids when they turn up, but I am not going to be supporting Witcherly. And the superpowers are doing the wrong move, and this guy is a monster. And so I think those humans, if you're let me tell you what I think.
Yeah.
If you're participating in this CG for the money and the paint job that they're going to give you, I'm coming for you. I'm going to kill you. You are a human traitor, and I'm going to blow you up. And after this CG, when you get that paint job, the Azimuth Rebellion paint job, that's a kill me tag for as long as I'm playing this game. I hope you wear it. Let's have some more emergent PvP, everybody. So that's what I think. What do you guys think?
I think you're a little triggered by this.
I love this story. I'm about to go oppose a CG really hard. Where are those Type 9s at?
Yeah,
You
it's the whole are the ends justifying the means? Well, for you, they're definitely not. For salvation in you.
and while I agree with you, not enough to go player hunting.
So are the Aegis shit, not the Aegis ships anymore, just the superpowers NPC ships they talk about in the article. So they're being outfitted with experimental weapons. It's a bit premature for their deployment, but they hope they'll work. Are these supposed to be different experimental weapons, or just that these ships
who
had the
knows?
usual anti-Xeno stuff?
I
I
mean,
think
your
installed?
guess is as good as mine.
They
Yeah.
might need capital ship weapons.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
figured
yeah, I thought that's what they meant.
Yeah.
Because there are capital ships from each superpower, although the the Alliance doesn't have battleships, so they have like bulk carriers and stuff. But anyway, yeah, I thought they would be like Salvation provided experimental weapons, which who knows, maybe they'll just make everyone go insane and eat each other.
Mm.
That's happened before.
Yeah, precedent.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I read something where the capital ships aren't too useful in the AXCCs because they're so susceptible to the shutdown fields.
Oh,
Huh.
do they get shut down? Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been in an instance with a cap ship and a Thargoid before, so.
Me neither, only the destroyed ones, the POIs, or whatever
Mhm.
they're called. So yeah, I wonder if the cap ships look any different that are out there.
Yeah. So I was thinking, discussion wise, I mean, this is the way this goes. I love your opinions and everything. And I'm also thinking like predictions. What do you think is going to happen with this? Like something's happening. Where is it going to go? What are we going to see?
Look, this is what I'm thinking, and I've already put this in text on the Discord, so I'm on record for it anyway. You can come back and throw eggs at me later if it doesn't pan out. I think you're going to see three things happen. I think that because they're part of the storyline with Salvation wants to use all these Guardian artifacts and stuff to lure in Thargoids and get their attention. I think the lure is going to work spectacularly well, and that there's going to be a ton of Thargoids in the system. I suspect that we're going to see Thargoid ships we have not seen before. Hopefully, some big Thargoid ships like the rumored Thargoid mothership. I think the weapon is going to flop like a flat balloon. Because if you go back and look at the last couple of times, or I think this Salvation has done this, 3 times? Or is it only 2 times? The first time was
Can't
Once the
remember.
Witch Egg, Corn
The
Star,
first-
and then Reed in the bubble.
Yeah, so the first time was Cornsar, and you had a whole bunch of crash sites and blown up Thargoid junk sites in orbit. The second time, they just left, and there weren't any crashed Thargoid ships or any debris fields in space. So it sounds like the Thargoids have adapted defenses to this. I think they're going to fire this thing off, and it's not going to do much more than make them mad. And I think, well, I think there's at least a 50-50 shot that this is where we see Thargoid ground combat introduced. Maybe not even 50-50, but I'm cautiously optimistic, especially since they've locked the planet, that there's a chance here that this is where we see Thargoid ground combat introduced. And somebody else, I would give them credit if I remembered who it was. Somebody else mentioned in the lore channel that there's a possibility here that firing off this big galaxy-wide pulse wave that's supposed to eliminate all the Thargoids triggers some ancient Guardian artifact or some dormant Guardian AI somewhere. And I think that's a reasonable possibility, and maybe there's another alien menace out there that's some rogue Guardian AI that we have to deal with in addition to the Thargoids too, which would be an interesting storyline to go down.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think. It took me a long time to develop the mindset of not getting excited about future like new things. That'd be really neat if there was new ground combat, more Odyssey integration. That's one of the benefits of not continuing console development. right? Was that they
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
focus on Odyssey specific community goals and things, storylines. So maybe so, right? I mean, is it
Maybe.
it's just a regular like landable planet? This one they locked down. It's not one of the ammonia worlds that
Right.
No
was
idea.
researched. I don't know. I think it's a normal world. I think I saw an image of it in the system map.
It would be very disappointing if it was an ammonia world.
What else could it? I mean, what else? Are there any other theories out there? So why they'd be locking down the planet? I think they're doing
I thought
more.
they were just making it so that they couldn't be pushed out of every station.
Yeah, that's a pretty good reason.
It was that
Yeah.
it was that quick, huh? That they were having that much effect.
I mean, it was like instant.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where this goes.
Yeah.
Maybe they need the planet to assemble their new weapon or something like that.
Who knows? They've got wheels within wheels as it is, so.
Yeah. So I'm slightly distracted because I jumped into that system and immediately got jumped by a wing of 4 that are there to do the same thing as me, but still feel like blowing me up.
That's neighborly of them.
Yeah, 3 mambas in a crate. And obviously not running cargo.
You're probably not there for CG purposes then.
Well, I mean, they're there for CG purposes, the same CG purpose I was there for, but they feel the need. Apparently, everybody's in solo. There's nobody to distract them, so they're just going to come after me, huh?
You're there to play one side of the CG. They're there to gank.
Yeah. That's a shame.
At least take one of them with you.
Nah, it's not going to happen.
No.
4 fully loaded ships. No, I'm just going to leave.
Discretion is the greater part of valor. Yeah.
Yeah, oh well. We could have been such a team.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry for being distracted there for a minute.
It's all right.
Anywho, yeah, so I think that permit was set up so that they couldn't be pushed out, but maybe I'm wrong.
That system is too far away for them to be pushed out anyway. They're the only faction in that system, and within the 30 layers of relevancy.
Sure. Well, in that case, just generally, like I feel like the whole thing. I feel like there are 2 likely possibilities that I can see. One is that I do think the Thargoids are probably going to come. And either the weapon is going to flop, something's going to go wrong, right? Which is, there's plenty of stories set up for something going wrong, the megaship, some catastrophe, and a bunch of shit blows up. Maybe some of the Thargoids are destroyed, but who knows? And then we've got a real fight, and we've got to, once again, the pilots have got to pick things back up, Or the weapon goes off and drives them out, and it seems like a success, right? And then however many days later, then we get the big invasion, right? Then we get the response.
The thing the AX side been waiting on.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
That's when we see the new ships. And maybe that's when we see the on foot. I kind of don't think on foot's coming right now just because of the way their roadmap was set up. But unless that was disinformation, it's possible. That could have been disinformation, but I don't know. So anyway, so maybe that's when the real invasion happens. And in order to see on-foot Thargoids this early, I do think it would have to have been disinformation telling us that like the major new feature or whatever, major story event, there's supposed to be a major story event in November.
Right.
So we got a ways to go on that, I think.
But that assumes that the major story event is Thargoid ground combat, not something else entirely.
Has anything to do with this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. Could be. It's quicker than I would expect. If we get the on-ground Thargoid stuff now, I feel like that's quicker than I expected by quite a bit.
I suspect that Thargoid ground combat was something that they've been planning since very shortly after Odyssey launch, but they were never able to roll out because of all the problems with consoles, and that so they've had it sitting and waiting.
Sure.
But who knows? Unless they tell us, we'll never know. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that language exists, right? Like from the very launch of Odyssey, there was language in the patch notes about like humanoid,
right?
Something or another, humanoid weapon animation, humanoid something, this and that. They just left that language in, like as if we weren't going to notice.
Yeah. It's one of the things they said in that dev talk today was they were talking about puzzles. They said they've never had anything go longer than 72 hours because there's so many people in the community, they can just brute force things. It's just the same situation. If they thought they were going to sneak that humanoid phrase past us, there's so many people reading those notes, somebody was going to catch that. Yeah.
Well, I don't think he said that nothing ever goes past 72 hours, but he said that they were sometimes surprised. They were often surprised on both sides. They were surprised at just how quick things were found. And then other times there'd be stuff in there for weeks and months. And eventually they're like, well, we better add some breadcrumbs.
Well, I think Arf said something in there about nothing lasting more than 72 hours. Okay. I probably have to go back and listen to the clip. He may have been referring to something specific.
That he's been involved with, maybe since he's been working on the game, perhaps qualified
could be
that way. But yeah, like you either make it solvable and it's really quickly figured out, or you make it, or it's like impossible and hidden, and there's no initial thing that piques anybody's curiosity.
That's got to be a pretty fine line to walk too.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I don't know. I guess I thought we'd be talking about this a lot longer.
Yeah. Well, at least we can pretty much guarantee that AXCZs are coming back. So there's that.
Yeah, and we'll finally get to test that any of this, the fixes in Update 12. There was a fix about AXCZ progression, which we often have a huge amount of trouble with. Them getting stuck and resetting when a new person joins the instance and not progressing properly. So that's supposed to be fixed, and we haven't had a chance to test it. So that'll be nice. Oh, Darren also mentioned that one of the first projects that he worked on was designing the whole game loop around Thargoid incursion.
Yes, he did. Yes.
And I was like, oh, so you're the guy. Yeah. I'm excited for whatever's going to happen. I just hopped into that system for a second. I literally saw one player ship, targeted it, and it was a Mamba, and then they went and pulled me with a wide angle modified interdictor. So didn't even get to see what was going on in the system, if there was any signal sources. I don't know what these guys are doing. There's no cargo ships, so I guess they're just going to pull. I don't know. Why don't they pull each other and fight then, if that's what they want? I don't know. Oh well. Here's the trouble. I don't know if I should go on a rant about solo play, but it's not that I don't think it should exist. It's that it should have maybe a third or 50% of the effect or something.
Yes.
Like if you're doing BGS in solo, you should have a significantly reduced effect. If you're doing power play in solo, you should have a significantly reduced effect. If you're doing a CG in solo, maybe only half your deliveries count. I don't know. I don't care. Hate me. I think I'm right.
And you're going to get no argument from me or probably anybody else in this.
It's an MMO for a reason. It's always
Yeah.
on mine for a reason.
Mhm.
Right. And I think, I don't know. Well, we'll see. I'm going to keep going with this. I'm not just going to give up, but I do feel a little disappointed with my first, 90-second long emergent interaction with other players in this particular CG. And not because I wasn't looking for combat,
Yeah.
but because these guys clearly don't have anything to shoot at. And so they decided to do, or are they there defending salvation? In which case they are my target, but that was too hard a target for me. I wasn't going to take a wing of 4 fully engineered ace pilots, I'll take any one of them by themselves.
Yeah,
but
there's the
I don't have
counter.
my wingmates.
Those are the counter ops.
Yeah. We had actually last night when we were doing Piranha Squad, we had a little bit of emergent PvP. Apparently somebody who was in a different system where another community member was showing new players the ropes or something. This person came in to try to blast them.
Aw.
And apparently was in their Discord enough to figure out that this Piranha Squad event was going on and came over to our neck of the woods and started shooting at Crash.
How'd that fare?
And got swarmed by 8 eagles built to bear and had to run. We didn't get the kill, but
It's all right.
yep, we did a
Worth it.
lot of damage. It was close, but he eventually made it out. So, anyway, I mean, I thought it was fun, whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to tell anybody not to do whatever it is they want to do. If they want to come in and shoot at players, obviously be prepared to be shot back at, but typically they are, or they die quickly. So
Yeah.
that's fine. You pick the fight. They got to fight. So, and I was going into that system to pick a fight. I'm not mad that I got fought. I'm a little surprised and bewildered by the way it happened. But if there's no other people there because everybody's running the CG in solo, then it's like, well, what's the point of a CG then?
Yeah.
If it's in solo, it's just people like, oh, I'll get paid. I want to get paid, and the system chat's always blowing up in these things. And there's obviously like hundreds of commanders in the system, but not a one on the scanner because they're all in hide mode.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a hard problem to solve, but I don't know. I know what my answer would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not the only one.
I'm sure that would be hard to code, blah, 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 but probably should have been that way from the start or something.
Yeah, it's too late to go back on that now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I said the 2 things that I think one of those 2 things is going to happen. Anybody else want to lay down some more predictions or?
I've laid out my prediction.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
shoot.
nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do not have a lot of input this week.
We're at the wait and see now.
Yep.
Wait and
All
see's
right.
no fun.
I know.
You got to speculate.
Nothing may
Yeah.
happen for weeks or months, and then in November we may get a major.
Now, that's probably the most likely.
That hurts my soul. Like the
Yeah.
weapon goes off, it drives the Thargoids out, and then we have basically signal sources in the Pleiades for until November when something else finally happens. I don't want the outcome of this. That would be very disappointing. I do not want the outcome to be another giant lull in Thargoid activity. I mean, the comment floating around like on the live stream today and stuff like that about, this is it. Like he's going to really kill the Thargoids forever. I mean, clearly not. That's a major part of the gameplay in this game. It's just like they're never going to burn the bubble to the point where it doesn't exist anymore. Because what does a new player do? The game must remain intact. This is basic MMO stuff. There's only so much you can actually modify in a game like this and still have it be accessible in the way that this game is made to be accessible, right? It's made to be whatever way you want to play it. So obviously the Thargoids are still going to be around in some fashion, but it would be a real bummer if it's just background noise again for months.
We'll know that there is even the possibility of the bubble burning when they give new players an option to begin in Colonia.
Ooh.
Do you think they would do that? Like,
No.
and then you'd have to go 22,000 light years to visit Seoul when you got your Fed permit?
But until they do that, they can't burn the bubble. At least not burn the entire bubble.
Well, they could do it in the same moment as I see it.
Well, yeah. They could do it at the same time, but that would be a necessary prerequisite for a full bubble burn.
I think I agree with that. Or I don't know. I mean, so as in stations don't. I mean, I was thinking bubble burn meant that it's not that stations don't exist, but everything's extremely scattered and the infrastructure is largely destroyed. It's not like you can find anything anywhere anymore.
This was also
sorts of stuff.
like with the Colonia highway or those stations they built along there.
That's built for a reason.
It was leaned to that perhaps, or maybe just make it easier for players to make it to Colonia. But
I kind of thought that was an expansionist thing, not a failsafe.
It could be both.
I just don't see it happening. I
don't either. I don't either. I mean, I would love to see it happen, but I don't see it happen for all of the reasons we have already mentioned, plus probably a dozen more.
Ty needs to be involved in this discussion. He's always willing to talk about burning the bubble.
He always loves burning bubbles.
Yeah.
That guy, he hates bubbles.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Actually, I was just sitting here on my carrier thinking there's a fundamental problem I hadn't thought of. Fleet carriers actually they kind of make the whole thing moot, right?
If you have one.
Well, but people do have them, right? So there are stations, and I don't see a gameplay way that they can blow up my fleet carrier.
No, they won't.
Therefore, even if they blow up all the stations, we still have stations.
Right.
In a sense. So.
And if they were to ever burn the bubble, fleet carriers then have a real purpose in trying to push Thargoids back out and take it over.
Yeah. That's true. It would be weird though, right? It would be conspicuous if everything got attacked successfully, but the fleet carriers still work. It'd be little like tongue in cheek about the whole burning.
It would ruin my immersion.
It would wreck the whole thing for me.
But mechanically, there's some things you just have to accept.
Yeah.
It's all hypothetical anyway. They're never going to do it. So. As much as we would like to see it happen. I'm fully with Ty on this. I would love to see at least a significant portion of the bubble burn.
Mm-hmm.
And I, for one, would love to see a Guardian AI awaken and do some just weird shit.
Yeah. Yeah, a third player in this whole thing, that would be a rad outcome.
Yeah. I don't know if I give them that much credit, but that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I was thinking about stuff like that back when Salvation's identity was a mystery. It was like, maybe it's something like that. Maybe there's the Guardian AIs coming back or something. And
that was always my position, that Salvation was a Guardian AI.
I mean, this answer, Witcherly, it makes story sense, but it is kind of the safest.
Boring answer.
I mean, I hate to say it's boring because I don't think the story's boring, but it is sort of the obvious answer.
Yeah, it could have been so much more.
Yeah, but would it have made sense for it to be so much more? Then it's like, where would have, so imagine that. Imagine it's the Guardian AI.
Well, but
then what happened? What's the point of the Azimuth story? Where does the Azimuth story end if it turned out to be Guardian AI? Because that means they're independent from each other.
No, well, because my theory on this was Azimuth was experimenting with Guardian tech and managed to integrate some parts of a Guardian AI into a human AI. So you have a hybrid. And you have another situation just like the Guardians with their AI that ran amok. You now have an AI that's run amok. It's history repeating itself. It fits in with their previous storyline. I really thought that's where they were going with it. I was wrong.
Well, I guess you could, at that point, you could just say that it was him. It's Wycherley. Like, the only thing that we're changing about the story that they've actually created is that he's even less human than he is now. I mean, he's doing his whole like Darth Vader thing now,
He's
right?
more machine than
I
man.
guess, yeah.
Right. He's like, Wycherley doesn't exist anymore. Like,
Yeah.
Anakin's gone.
Maybe he's a cybernetic being that's half Guardian AI. Who knows? But and if they do that, I will be the first one to sing their praises. But I don't think they have.
Did he say in the logs how he gave himself like immortality?
Yeah, progenitor cells or something. Yeah, it's
some
the
Guardian
healing,
tech.
some kind of. Well, is that Guardian? I don't think it's Guardian.
I don't know.
No,
I think
that's
it's
not
just
Guardian.
human. I think it's just human medical tech, but he used it because he was injured. Like one of the Thargoids got out or something, and D2 like shot him in the face, and he lost an eye, which is why he has the white eye now, right? But he used, I think it was progenitor cells. I don't know. He used some kind of human medical tech
It
to
was
like
progenitor
revive
cells.
it, and it was like a ton of it. So he ends up prolonging his life and stuff, which is super creepy and an awesome story, and it makes him into a Darth Vader character, and he gets to say that fun stuff, and that's always great because obviously Darth Vader is a great character.
Yeah.
And story writers should do so well as to emulate that level of successfully making it up as you go along. That's what happened with Darth Vader.
Started out as just a strong man for the Empire. Yeah.
Just an English bodybuilder, and then they made him so great.
Yeah.
So anyway, that'd be cool. I think that has tipped. We're past the point where we would know if he was integrated with Guardian tech by now, right? So,
I think so. Yeah.
Unless the Proteus wave is gonna blah blah blah. It could all kick off tomorrow.
This is gonna.
Or I guess in 7 days when the CG ends.
Is the Proteus wave the super weapon, or is this something else? Okay.
He calls it because the Proteus was a ship. I think it's named after the ship that found that relic, and then they were studying it, and everybody went insane. Yeah. I think that's where it got its name.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna. If that's it for the show, then we'll wrap it up, and I'll assemble this episode, and then I'll put my headset on and try my hand again at maybe I'll just get ganked again.
Thargoid motherships win. That's the summary.
Yep, we'll see. All right. Hey, how about that cheese? Everybody likes cheese, right? Everybody just say a cheese. Say your favorite cheese.
Some good old shredded
cheese.
Cheddar.
Gouda.
Put your hand in the bag, pull it out, put it in your mouth.
It's already chopped up, ready to be guzzled.
Yeah.
A choice of words. I don't know.
Eat it
over the kitchen sink. What's your favorite cheese, Dubs?
Like a rat. Oh, what?
I don't think I have a favorite cheese. Cheese is just cheese, man.
Oh, God.
Whatever.
Okay, we're ending this before I get in trouble.
What's your favorite brand of cherry pie filling?
Oh, hold on. Wait, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do Chig's job. Let's see, what? Volt joined the squadron on the 27th? I'm looking through the, in-game...
No, I think that's his alt.
862?
Yeah.
I think he left the squad and rejoined it. Okay. Never mind. Doesn't matter. I don't think anything's happened since last week.
Oh, he sent me a DM. He wanted to remind me about something. Let me find this. Hold on. He wanted me to be sure to congratulate you, Trax, on getting your triple elite.
Oh, thanks. That's so nice. Thanks
Good
very
job.
much.
Congrats, 07 and all that. There you go. That's it.
Oh, all right. I guess I'm the only one, huh? Okay. Cool. Well, better luck next time, everybody else. All right. Well, that was fun. If you like the show, you know what to do. Yeah.
What if I hated it?
If you hated it, then just, all you got to do is turn it off.
Sweet.
Solve that problem for you real easily. But if you like it, we'd appreciate a review. You know what to do. And get on our Discord, discord.io/loose screws. It's great. And get in the merch store, loosescrewsed.com. There's lots of stuff in there. There might be more stuff coming. I keep threatening that, and it keeps not happening. But it's going to happen at some point.
We're on our way. We're on our way to more stuff.
Yeah. There's been movement on that just today, actually. So we'll see. That's about the size of it. So I guess all that's left is for me to thank Hate, Nurgle, Dr. Commander, Lieutenant Commander Data, and Dubs, and of course my soundboard robot for playing all those good sounds. And yep, that's the story. Wait, a last minute movie anniversary. An anonymous moose is typing in the notes. The Living Daylights is 35 years old. What is The Living Daylights? I don't know that.
Bond movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of old Bond movies. All right.
Timothy Dalton Bond movie, 35 years.
Gotcha. Well, James Bond is probably going to last longer than this podcast. Anything else you guys want to shout before I kill it?
Oh, everybody have a safe 4th of July. Don't lose any fingers.
Yeah, don't do anything stupid.
Not a smarks.
Yeah.
And Ohio just changed their laws. We can set off the good fireworks now legally.
Oh, great. My dog is thrilled.
Yeah. Be ready.
I don't think the law was stopping them before. Not in my neighborhood.
True.
No.
So many rockets. Okay.
Drove through your neighborhood recently, and you're not very far from the hood.
You just cut your grass.
How do you know you drove through my neighborhood?
It's
He saw
so
you.
far away.
He was watching you with binoculars.
It's on what? What did he say?
There's only so far you can go and still be in your area.
It's generally true of geography.
Yep. I mean, I guess that's a true statement. You've made it vague enough. Okay, this is the end of the podcast now. Thank you, everyone, and stay loose and stay screwy. Bye-bye.
Stay out of track.
Bye-bye.
Stupid.